is Friday. This is the weekday you've been looking for. We're going to get everything synced in here together so I can read the chat. Let's see how. Let's see how. Let me see here. Put up a little love for myself. Good morning, Ryan Avery. Rogue One. Love that name. Let's see here. Put him a little. I know it's not there. Nope. It's not there. It's a damn shame every time you got to restart your computer. It erases everything you've got saved on your right click. Let's see here. Scribble. Copy. Boop. Boop. And share. Good morning, Santee. Hope you're doing good this morning, bud. Yep. Friday finally. Friday finally. Not that it really matters to me. Every day's Saturday to me, so. Says we got 5 in the chat already. It's making for a good cast. And what a cast of characters. Hope you guys have all had a good week. Hope you're looking forward to the weekend. Maybe actually getting to spend a little time doing the things you want to do instead of just doing things for the man. Of course, you know, we're supposed to have the investigation on Sunday evening of the that place that I keep calling Chippendales. One of these days I'll actually remember the name of this place instead of having to constantly look on my calendar to figure it out. Bloomingdale's historic village in Bloomingdale, Michigan. Not very far away from Kalamazoo. Nice little historic town they put together. They went around to a few local communities. One building being originated right across the street. These are all late 19th, early 20th century buildings they have brought in, picked up and moved, brought in, redone, and combined them into a small historic village. We really don't know the history on any of these places. It is about an hour, 45 minutes, an hour north of here. Northwest. It's about midway between Kalamazoo and the eastern shore of Lake Michigan. But Danny and one of his guys, Bob, went out there a few weeks ago, and they picked up some beautiful FLIR um, hits. There is there was one hit they picked up where they had the people had boarded up a window, and when they turned the FLIR camera towards the window, it actually picked up an image in where the window used to be, where it's all boards at now. And the person, even though Bob was completely standing still, this thing moved into view in where the window used to be, and then moved completely away from it, though nobody else was moving. So, quite honestly, I'm going more for the history. I love going to these little villages like this that are compilations of other villages that have been moved into a location. We have one of them down at the Fulton County Historical Museum in Rochester, Indiana. I think they've got 7 or 8 buildings that they've moved in from all over the counties, the surrounding county, from different little towns and stuff, and they made their own little mid-19th century Walnut Grove looking town right there on the property. Good morning, Jan. I hope you're doing well this morning. Of course, another good morning to Rusty Man up there. I'm glad you could show up. Good morning, Tony. Good to see you, bud. Again, guys and gals, I want to apologize if anyone has tried to get a hold of me for the last few days. As of Tuesday night, my phone service is off. So no messages, no phone, none of that. So I wanted to apologize again if anyone has tried to get a hold of me, because even the guy that I'm dealing with on recording his music for him, he messaged me 3 or 4 times yesterday, and I was outside of our Wi-Fi range. And then he finally got a hold of the wife, and she informed him my phone was off. So he waited for a little bit till I got back home and started getting a hold of me on Messenger. So let me see, Walnut Grove, careful for Nellie. Oh, I know. Little bitch. Oh, let me see here. How are you doing there, Mr. Tony? Oh, DJ, no motor cars, not a single luxury. Nope, just like Robinson Crusoe. It's primitive as can be. I also wanted to let everybody know that due to recent actions that are completely and totally out of my control, we are going to be tilting back more towards history. We're still going to do the parahistoric, but we're going to be tilting. Back more towards history. Some things have happened lately that have left a very, very bad taste in my mouth. It's kind of like eating mountain oysters for the first time. Everything you thought it was good until, you heard about it afterwards, and then it just kind of. Yeah, I do too, Jan. I mean, that's where we started originally, and we got into the parahistoric, and it's just too competitive right now. It's too competitive. There are so many hate groups popping up. He said, she said, he did, they did, he looks like he did, and it just, I'm sick of it. I'm sick of it. No, 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 no. We still will. We still will. I'm still going to do paranormal, parahistoric stuff like that. It's just we're not going to be focused on that as much anymore as we have been over the last few months. Good morning, Sasquatch. Good to see you, bud. I don't know who the world that was. Oh, it's Danny. Well, and I mean, Santee, it falls back into, what I've been preaching about for months now. Everybody wants to compete. Everybody wants to point fingers. Oh, he's faking evidence. Oh, she's full of crap. I've been there and I didn't see anything. Oh, this guy over here is doing his EVPs, but he's whispering into his recorder, even though it's not his voice on the recorder. Uh, I mean, regardless, whether you talk in normal tone or you whisper, you still have vocal tones. And anybody who has an IQ higher than a used tampon, um, knows that you have vocal tones and vocal reflections that, regardless of what you do, it always sounds like you. When you get this high pitched, whiny voice or something like that on there, you're not going to be able to, uh, fake that. Um, so, or at least fake it there on site. But yeah, it's just constant competition, competition, competition is all it is. Um, I've had it up to here too, Jan. Most group things I've been involved in, too many people thinking they were chiefs. Exactly, exactly, and that's a problem I've had of recent weeks with the team. Is everybody seems to forget that I'm the one that created the team. So not everyone. There's been a few that want to dictate to me how things should be, or they take the lead on things and stuff, and basically they grab the ball and run with it when it's my ball. Okay, screw you guys. I'm going to take my ball and go home. Everyone he makes with morning all tomorrow. Good morning, Freedom. Tomorrow I take the NRA basic pistol class. Whoop whoop. Good luck, Rusty. Hope everything comes out well with that. Let alone personal stuff they want to put. Yeah, I know. This person took dirty pictures of their girl and broke up, and now they're putting them out on the internet. Well, the girl shouldn't have got naked for them. Let them take pictures of her. That wasn't right. There is a level of privacy and stuff in a relationship, And yeah, you don't do that. But I've never seen proof of it either. It's all hearsay, and he said, she said in the field, and well, this person sent messages and threatened this person's kids, and this person done this, and this person did that, and this person. Who cares? Who cares? But then again, if you don't want your dirty laundry to be put out there, wash it regularly. And there are people out here that I've seen on the platform that live for that drama, and they feed it. And then the people who originally start bitching about it, they just soak in that extra attention and they blow it up even bigger, and blow it up even bigger, and blow it up even bigger. Next thing you know, this poor individual over here, I can't always say poor individual because sometimes the other individual is the butthole, but this other individual over here is wanted by the FBI, and they're wanted on tax evasion, and they beat their last three wives and ate one of their children, and so I mean, it piss on it. But on personal stuff they want to put out about each other. Goddamn joke out for Christ's sake. Oh, let me get back up there. I missed a joke. I was ranting and I missed a joke. Most groups I've been involved with, too many people thinking they were chiefs when clearly I was. That's true. It's true. I don't believe in anyone who makes vids. Well, I don't believe in anyone who don't make vids. How about that? Oh, let me see here. Got Tony here, Jan here. Yes, her private should be private. Yes. It's me just watching. Dude, it's simple. Ignore the stupidity. I have a channel policy. I do too. Don't bring your shit here. Good morning, BS. Good to see you, bud. Hope I didn't miss anybody while I was ranting. It's a way to succeed on YouTube, playing dirty pool. Oh, exactly. You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right, Santee. I'm watching these channels that are sitting here bashing each other and stuff like that, growing by 4, 5, 6, 700 people a week. It's absolutely incredible. I seen one the other day that's gone up almost 1,000 people in 9 days, just from sitting there bashing and crashing and cussing and raising hell about this guy or this guy or this guy, and it's like, what the hell? We're struggling to get back up to 1,000, and they done that in like 9 days just from bashing other people. Yeah, you're right. People do love a good train wreck. You are absolutely correct. Oh, the shame of it. How many bodies got thrown out? Oh, that guy's cut in half. That counts as 2. I'm the anti-drama. When folks go off the reservation, we immediately remove them. I unblock later. Yep. See my comment on something following me down the stairs. No. I gotta go back up here. But exactly. Okay, something just followed me down the stairs to the basement. Your shadow? A kitty? I'm already running out of a chicken. I'm running out of ideas. Sensationalism doesn't last. No, it doesn't. I my son was waiting for what follows. That reminds me of a joke. Go for it. One of your parents' spirits. Well, you know, I didn't know your parents. Bet they were heller people. But I wouldn't even be able to call this one. Because I have no clue, I have no clue what you're doing or which one would be following you. Good content, interesting guests, makes me watch. Well, now that we've got our community tab back, I think I'm going to start working on getting guests back again. Been a while since we've done it. But now that I can advertise the guest streams, now time to start getting them back again. I can't be racist. I always have a black guy with me when it's sunny. That's true. The stairs creaked very loudly. Good morning, Sarah. Good to see you, love. Hope you're doing well. That's my shadow. Either one are here with me. Interesting. By the grace of God, luckily, mine aren't here with me. Mine are still down in Tennessee doing their thing. 81 and 77, still doing their thing. Still doing too many things. Hell, the old man wants to buy another bike. He said he's getting tired of taking the car and the truck everywhere. He wants to buy another bike so they can just take off again and do their runs. And I honestly don't know where they're going to run to. Since my uncle passed away in South Carolina, there's no more unannounced 4-hour rides to Anderson, South Carolina. So I don't know. They're still talking about taking that Western U.S. tour. Dad wants to go to Texas, Arizona, Oklahoma, Nevada, go clear up to see the Grand Canyon, stuff like that. And remember, it takes about 20 hours for me to share to get out. A while at least. Really? That's kind of weird, because normally when I post something on the community tab, my wife sees it immediately. The second I post it, she sees it. So that's kind of, I never heard that before. My dad would be close to 100, Mom would be 96. Just go to some stranger's house. Come on, man, live with me. Mom passed 2005, Dad in 2011. Wow. I just returned from a coast-to-coast run. Standing over your shoulder ain't the same. Nope. Yep, I don't know that feeling yet, Santee, thank God. I know you do. But I don't know it yet. And I'm not looking forward to it. I'm probably not going to be doing lives till I find out if I'm getting my deposit back for my roof. Just, ooh, never good. I've done roofing. I know, yeah, all them little frickin' tricks. Yep, not good. I have seen companies majorly screw people over. And I've seen companies not make a bloody red cent because they underbid a job so much. So, yeah, definitely not good. 18,000. Jeez, who criminy. With me as well. I'm just watching you doing some schoolwork. It is summertime. Put down that damn pen and enjoy a little bit of time for yourself, Sarah. It is summertime. It's summer break. Poor health, sufferance, going was a blessing. Does your back feel better? Oh, yeah. Yeah, it feels better. Of course, you know I've been living on acetaminophen and all kinds of really cool things. My massage chair, sitting on the floor beside the bed, just letting the little things. Sadly enough, it don't do anything for the center of my back, right on my spine, and that's where it hurts at. But it relaxes the muscles on both sides of my spine. So, these folks taking deposits till the day they closed. Wow, definitely. You can still sue the owners of the company, even though the company's closed. You can still sue the owners of the company. November 23. I'll take a break then. Okay, well, if you say so, that's still, 16, 17 months away. That's a hell of a work schedule till you can take a break, girl. Massage chair sounds nice. I wish it had, it was a gift a few years ago from a friend of ours, and I really wish that it had something to work the center of the back, but it don't come out all the way up to my shoulders unless I scoot down in it and let it, neglect my lower back. Or I lay my head back over the top of it while I'm scooted down. Then it'll dig into my shoulders really good. I wish it was like full length, so it took care of your whole back. But you got to flip a coin. Do you want your lower back massage or you want your upper back massage? My student advisor tried to get me to get an English degree to teach. I answered, no thanks. I don't like kids that much. Seeing a lawyer Monday? Good. Oh man, Rusty's firing in with Today in History. All right, guys. Or already. All right. All right, let's go here. 1609, Samuel de Champlain shoots and kills 2 Iroquois chiefs at Ticonderoga, New York, setting the stage for the French-Iroquois conflicts for the next 150 years. 1676, Nathaniel Bacon declared a rebel for assembling frontiersmen to protect settlers from Indians. 1773, first schoolhouse west of Allegheny Mountains completed. Schönbrunn, Ohio. 76 folks. Oh my God. Yep. You could put a lien on the property if you want to. Find out who the owners are. Good point. 1786, first newspaper published west of the Alleghenies, Pitt's Gazette. 1794, African Episcopal Church of St. Thomas in Philadelphia dedicated. (1847), Cumberland School of Law, founded in Lebanon, Tennessee. At the end of 1847, only 15 new law schools exist in the United States. When the night closes in, when the night closes in. Sarah, do you teach along the Common Core lines these days? Do they teach along the Common Core lines? 1862, American Civil War, Confederate spy Belle Boyd is arrested by Union troops and detained at the old Capitol Prison in Washington, D.C. 1864, American Civil War battle at Deep Bottom Run, Virginia. Third and last day. 1864, American Civil War Battle of Macon, Georgia. Stoneman's raid. 1874, Major Walter Copton. Wingfield patents a portable tennis. Major Walton Copton Wingfield patents a portable tennis court. (1899), first motorcycle race, Manhattan Beach, New York. Okay, if anybody out there can figure out how a portable tennis court works and how to make them portable, let me know. Yeah, it's got to be a ping pong table. It absolutely has to be a ping pong table. I mean, that's kind of like baby tennis, you know. 1899, Southern California Golf Association forms. Heavy equipment. Yeah. 1902, Union of Orthodox Rabbis of U.S. and Canada forms. 1905, U.S. Secretary of War William Howard Taft makes secret agreement with Japanese Prime Minister Katsura, agreeing to Japanese free reign in Korea in return for non-interference with Get me a D10 and I can park your tennis court anywhere you want. Non-interference with clay, grass, seeds to post, and a net. Non-interference with what? Non-inter. 1914, first transcontinental phone link made between New York City and San Francisco. 1920, first transcontinental airmail flight from New York to San Francisco. Man, they were doing everything between New York and San Francisco at that time. Phone links, airmail. (1920) Construction of the Link River Dam begins as part of the Klamath Reclamation Project in Oregon. You can always count on Rusty for interesting history. Of course, I still reflect back to those days of talking text. That made history real interesting. Copy and paste is good, but talk to text will change history. 1927, first iron lung installed, Bellevue Hospital, New York. I wish the return to talk to text. That's what I said, you know. Copy and paste is good. That tells the true story of history. Talk to text will literally change our history. 1928, test footage first created for Walt Disney's Steamboat Willie with Mickey Mouse. I see your whiskey glasses. Do you have whiskey in your coffee? I would be sick. 1930, 115 degrees Fahrenheit, Holly Springs, Mississippi. So he'd be smart too. It makes history well, I mean, in a sense, he would be very smart because a little bit of whiskey in your coffee makes some of this history go down a lot smoother. Bourbon's good. Why mess up good coffee or whiskey with the other? It's for the man who wants everything all the time. 1932, Great Depression in Washington, D.C. U.S. troops dispersed the last of the bonus army of World War I veterans. 1933, police shootout with Bonnie Parker and Clyde Barrow's gang in Iowa leaves one member, Clyde's brother Buck Barrow, dead and one captured. Bonnie and Clyde escaped. As much force as they used to catch those two kind of makes you wonder how they ever escaped from any police shootout. You ever get a chance, look up their car online and count the bullet holes in just the one side of it. It really makes you wonder how the hell they ever escaped from any shootout. I mean, it literally looks like the police there's so many bullet holes in the side of that car, it looks like the police were using Gatling guns to try to bring them down. 1938, Olympic National Park established in Washington State, longest undeveloped coastline in America. Come on, Bonnie and Clyde. Did they both end up going to jail eventually? No, they both wound up dying. I gave the whiskey bit up. I don't do well with alcohol. Stick to mineral water. Yeah, the aforementioned shootout they did escape from. Yes, the police did kill him. Like I said, if you look up Bonnie and Clyde's car online and just count, just count the bullet holes, or try to count the bullet holes in just that one side of it. The fact that they ever escaped is beyond me, but they finally, yeah, they both finally perished at the hands of federal agents and local police. Um, when that car was shot up. Once they killed Buck, captured Blanche, that was a major turn in the story. The police used Blanche to lay a trap, led to their eventual final shootout and their death. I've seen the actual car. It was here in town for some reason in the 60s. Oh, well. You know, the historian side of me finds that story completely fascinating on how in the hell they managed to get out of those scrapes with the police so often. The paranormalist side of me would love to take a couple of my meters and set them on the hood of that car just to see how many lights light up and how many buzzes and beeps I get. There you go. 112 bullet holes in the car. (1942). Eastern Boulevard in the Bronx, renamed Bruckner Boulevard in honor of former Bronx Borough President and U.S. Congressman Henry Bruckner. 1947, gas leak explodes in a beauty parlor. 10 women die in Harrisonburg, Virginia. Gas. Thank you for bringing up gas, Rusty. Y'all get online, look at your local gas stations. Check out the prices. Yesterday, the wife and I were out. Gas was $4.32 a gallon at our local gas stations. She went to work this morning, went a different route, drove through town, $4.05 a gallon. Check out your gas prices. We might be getting real close to the time that people want to fill up again really fast before somebody realizes the numbers are still going down and takes them back up. What are these firearms the average police were carrying? Yeah, back in that time period, most of the police were still carrying revolvers. There were a few semi-automatic pistols out and around with local law enforcement, but during the time of the Bonnie and Clyde shootouts, a lot of law enforcement officers were still carrying revolvers. And the cars were made out of a much thicker and sturdier steel and not the recycled beer cans they're made out of now. In 1952, first nonstop trans-Pacific flight by a jet. Trying to test for the perfect woman. Our gas is $4.49. Wow. It's probably going to go back up in the near future, Sarah, but a lot of places throughout the country are actually reporting it going down. Right now, at least. 1956, WCKT, now WSVN TV, Channel 7, Miami, Florida, begins broadcasting. 1957, International Atomic Energy Agency formed by the UN. So do we like the government redefining what is recession? So in their election. Hey, Templar, good to see you, bud. 1957, Jack Parr's The Tonight Show premieres on NBC. Well, yep, Sarah's in contention of being one of the perfect women. She loves guns. She can cook. She's pretty. Yep, she's up there on that list. Jan, Sarah. Yep. Well, let me see here. 1958, Southern Pacific Bay Ferry stopped running in San Francisco. 1958, U.S. President Eisenhower signs into law National Aeronautics and Space Act of 1958. For 6, it'll hit $6 a gallon. Better not. I'm buying a horse. 1959, first United States Congress elections in Hawaii as State of the Union. 1961, Bob Dylan is not seriously injured in car accident in New York City. John, good to see you, bud. I love guns, crossbows, axes. 1965, Gemini 5 returned after 12 days, 7 hour, 11 minute, and 53 seconds. I can't use an axe now, they scare me. You know what's scarier than an axe? A crazy dude in a mask carrying an axe. (1966), Bob Dylan hurt in motorcycle accident near Woodstock, New York. Bob Dylan needs to just stay away from frickin' automated machinery. 1969, Mariner 6 begins transmitting far encountered photos of Mars. 1976, days of race rioting in Hartford, Connecticut. Can't use a chainsaw or an axe. The axe doesn't scare me. It's me with an axe that scares me. 1973, Led Zeppelin has more than $200,000 in cash stolen from a safety deposit box at the New York Hilton Hotel. Bringing an axe to a gunfight. Wow. 1974, second impeachment vote against Nixon by House Judiciary Committee. Good to see you too, John. 1975, Ford became first U.S. president to visit Nazi concentration camp Auschwitz. If you can throw an axe, however. I can throw an axe, I can throw a hatchet, I can throw a tomahawk, I can throw a knife. Been known to throw a sword on occasion. But when you deal with Scottish claymores and stuff that are over 5 foot long, they throw like a spear. No promises about what or where it hits, though. I have a target in my backyard so I can practice. There you go. Everybody needs a good hawk block. Talking about fuel prices when diesel was $5 plus a gallon. I made good money. Oh, I have all the above except the sword. Well, we'll have to do something about that sometime in the future. 1976, New York City, Son of Sam kills one person, seriously wounds another in first of a series of attacks. I'm right there with you on that one, Tony. Shooting the gun always seemed like a more useful skill. But axe throwing and stuff like that's like a regular game or a competition at historical reenactments. So I learned how to throw a long time ago. And even today, when the daughter's on her devices and she's ignoring me, I'll take a piece of paper, make one of those little paper footballs that you flick, try to get it through the uprights, pop her right in the top of the head with it or something, get her attention. She learned Dad always hits what he's aiming at. In 1980, David Bowie stars in dramatic stage play The Elephant Man at the Auditorium Theater in Denver, Colorado. 1981, Cleveland Metro Park Zoo Amphitheater is dedicated in Cleveland, Ohio, which would only make sense since it is the Cleveland Metro Park Zoo. 1983, Friday Night Videos premieres on NBC. Yes, it did. I used to compete at Rendezvous and hawk throwing. I did too. 1985, 19th NASA Space Shuttle mission, 51G Challenger 8 launches. Back in the muzzleloading era, the ability to throw one was a requirement. Yes, it was. 1987, Ben & Jerry's Ice Cream and Jerry Garcia agree on new flavor Cherry Garcia, cherry ice cream with cherries and fudge flakes. Today's Spare magazine era. Really is. 1988, FDIC bails out First Republic Bank Dallas with $4 billion. Hard to believe it's been almost, God, it's been forever. Friday Night Videos, man. I remember listening to Friday Night Videos on our radio back in the 80s. And the night that Michael Jackson debuted Thriller on Friday Night Videos, my sister and I were listening to the radio upstairs because my mom and dad had a Christmas party going on. We heard coming up after this break the premiere of Michael Jackson's long-awaited mini-movie Thriller. And we were down that staircase in about 2.2 seconds, and home plate slid right in front of that TV. Damn near took out 3 or 4 of my mom and dad's Christmas party guests. But before the video was over, there was like 15 people crowded around that TV behind me and my sister to check out that video. 1988, judge orders NASA to release unedited tape of Challenger cockpit. 1992, Ira Lewis's one-act drama Chinese Coffee closes at Circle in the Square Theater, New York City after 18 performances. I was too busy supporting a family for that stuff. 1992, Ray Sharkey, actor, Wise Guys, arrested for narcotic possession. I used to be able to do the Thriller dance. I bet that was a thriller, watching you out there. Well, I was born in West Central Tennessee, and I grew up most of my adolescent years up through high school in Central Indiana. Yeah, well, yeah, that's true, Tony. It does growing. It does imply that I actually did grow up. Maybe physically I did, um, but the inside, the part that keeps messing up my outside, still thinks it's like 17 or 18. It's not. Paul Jennings Hill murders Dr. John Britton and Britton's bodyguard, retired Air Force Lieutenant Colonel James Barrett, outside an abortion clinic in Pensacola, Florida. 1994, Jesse Tim Dequa rapes and murders Megan Kanka. 7 results in Megan's Law. Yeah, funny how the pain argues that one. It really honestly is. Me and Steph getting that conversation quite honestly when I say, I used to be able, she said, used to being the key words in that sentence that you need to keep telling yourself. Because every time you go out and you try to do something you used to be able to do, then, well, you suffer for like 2 or 3 days afterwards. 1996, the controversial child protection portion of the Communications Decency Act is struck down as too broad by a U.S. federal court. 2001, The Princess Diaries, starring Anne Hathaway in her film debut featuring Julie Andrews, and directed by Gary Marshall, premieres at El Capitan Theater in Hollywood. 2005, astronomers announced their discovery of a dwarf planet, Eris. 2009, temperatures reach 103 degrees Fahrenheit in Seattle, Washington, the hottest day on record. $103 in Seattle, Washington. Seeing as how it always rains in that area, the fog must have just been thicker than hell that day. The water dehydrating before it even hits the ground. 2015, Microsoft launches Windows 10. I still like Windows Millennium. It was easy to use. Never heard of Eris. Wow. I remember hearing about it, but I never heard anything after that about it. So, 2015, Zion Harvey became the first pediatric patient to receive a double hand transplant at Children's Hospital of Philadelphia. 2016, it's reported Hillary Clinton's ass keeps getting bigger. Oh, shit, wait. 2016, Hillary Clinton accepts the Democratic nomination for U.S. President at Democratic Convention in Philadelphia, first woman by a major U.S. party. Windows ME, for some reason, Tony, was so easy to operate. And it had several features, but some of the Windows systems that have come out since then, I have a very hard time finding and locating stuff on. XP was good. XP was good too. You are right about that. Had so much rain, it's cooled down a lot here. There's a lot of flooding. Where's POS to come out of Microsoft? 2019, record for the longest run at the top of U.S. singles chart made by country rap single Old Town Road by Lil Nas X, remixed with Billy Ray Cyrus, #1 for 17 weeks. Wow. You know, and it's funny, when I was in school, I remember a Christian rock band called Striper. They released a ballad called Honestly that was on the top of the charts for almost an entire year. "17 weeks." Still good for a Billy Ray song. I was a beta tester for Windows platforms back then. I remember you talking about that before, Tony. I bet that got real interesting. And that's the way it was in history. Thank you, Rusty. There's some pretty interesting stuff in there today. Pretty interesting stuff in there. To hell with the devil. Yep. After To Hell with the Devil, or before To Hell with the Devil, Soldiers Under Command. After it was In God We Trust. They dressed like bumblebees. Well, it's because of that Bible verse where they got their name, and why they went with yellow and black, I'll never know. But they also done a song called the Yellow and Black Attack. But and with his stripes we are healed. That quote from Isaiah. That's why they went with Striper. But why they went with yellow and black, they had a great stage presence. I'll tell you that. They had a great stage presence. I seen them at the Vermont down in Indianapolis back in '86, and it was probably one of the best concerts I ever saw. Gotta go, folks. Chores is a calling. You too, Rusty. Take care, bud. Have a great weekend, and we'll talk to you later. Thank you again for today in history. Some of the associate programs were relit, were really interesting. It just depends, Sarah. Not usually. If I have something on my mind or something I want to say, sometimes. Usually I leave my weekends free to do the investigations or work on different projects, guest on people's podcasts or live streams, stuff like that. Or make videos. I really honestly should work Thursday through Monday and take my Tuesdays and Wednesdays off when the wife has her days off work. But yeah, she don't like spending that much time with me. So I stay in here in the mornings, give her a chance to watch her ID channel shows and stuff like that. Then I invade her territory in the afternoon. In God we trust, trust, trust. It is the 29th of July, guys. Our year 2022 is already half over. We are moving in to the last third of the year already. Of course, in 22 days, Jan, in 22 days, we have got Ghosterama coming up. Looking very forward to that. Get to see Jan and Jay and whoever else surprises us and pops in. It's going to be really good. Next year, we are actually talking about putting on more than one Ghosterama. Very possibly one back at the Paw Paw Playhouse again in Paw Paw. Doing one at the Van Buren County Historical Museum, where we were going to originally do it this year. And a third one at a secret location we can't talk about yet. All right, Freedom. You take care of yourself. Have a good day. If you're free tonight, so it'll be 4 o'clock your time. We'll be back on again. Don't know what we're going to do, but when is the whorehouse? It's Poorhouse. Poorhouse. And we can't do anything there. That's the place that got the roof ripped off of it here a month or so ago during that storm. Luckily, the insurance company approved the redo, and they are getting the roof and all the internal structure fixed back up, since so much rain and stuff got inside it, went down the walls. They're doing all the drywall work. They're replacing the roof, replacing the bricks and stuff that were damaged. It's a time-consuming effort being a historic location, but it's getting done. And we will be there next year for investigations and one of the Ghostoramas. Of course, guys, I've got so much to do in the next 22 days. I've still got to get a banner made for our table front. I have got to get flyers made up, advertising for the group, to get more investigations, to get more videos to bring to you guys. It's kind of like having a classic Chevy that you want to drive around and show off to your friends, but no parts to get it fixed up. The ad said whorehouse. It said poorhouse. Time consumptions seem to be the true preview of history. Yeah, you're definitely right. Man, it is 9:10. I have got to run to the PP potty place, guys. talk real nice amongst yourselves. And he knows it said poorhouse. I'm just giving him a, between him and Rusty constantly saying whorehouse, it keeps the chuckles going. I'll be right back, guys. Oh. Face which would be more interesting. Yeah. Hey, Shepard. Good to see you. 1943, Lincoln Bronze sent the Holy Grail. Those things are few and far between. And any of them that are out there and around right now that people have found, you better bet they're holding on to them. If you don't believe me, look at the performance of the Soiled Dove videos. Yeah. We had that one that was 90,000 views or something like that. 94,000 views. Hey Terry, good to see you, love. Hope you're doing well this morning. Man, I don't know, but it's kind of nice having a shepherd in here now. Every flock needs a shepherd. So what is it? Whorehouse, a poor. So what is it? Whorehouse, a poorhouse, or whorehouse for the poor? Well, you know, yeah, it is actually poorhouse. People that couldn't afford to live would go to the property. They had a hospital on the property at one point in time. Large community gardens that people would put in. You're talking 5 floors, 40 some odd rooms. 40 some odd rooms in this building. They housed a lot of families. When the Historic Society took it over, they did the best thing they possibly could. They made this place a museum. And I'm telling you what, it is one of the most fascinating places I have ever been able to visit since coming to the state of Michigan. They have got everything from old medical supplies and old doctor's equipment to actual human bones, Native American things from all the wars, old guns. I mean, this place, I'm glad they saved it. I'm glad they saved it. Uh, it's got it's got stuff from all over Michigan, from all over this area. One of these days, I'm actually going to get into our museum here in town. I talked to the curator the other day while Tyler was still here, and uh, she said all I had to do was come up and talk to her and arrange something. We are looking at both featuring the museum in itself and doing an investigation in the museum that we have here. So, and that's going to be a very, very interesting investigation. But the vocal effects on the ad slurs enough makes the whorehouse case. Just in case I missed it. I am doing well, Shepherd, and I hope you are as well. Have you ever thought of doing Twitch? Every once in a while I get a Twitch. I think it has to do with the neuropathy or the fact that I don't get the vitamins and minerals that I need. My hand twitches all the time. I'm constantly dropping my cigars and stuff like that because this finger will just start doing that. Every once in a while I get it down here in these two. So yeah, I twitch constantly. Oh, you're talking about the platform Twitch. No, I don't know anything about Twitch. I don't know how it works. I don't know nothing about it. I mean, I would have to sit there. You guys know that I'm a technotard. I don't know anything about technology. That's why I don't use my computer to do any videos. Everything is done on my phone. All the filming, all the editing, all the encoding, all the uploading is all done on the old phone. I know nothing about Twitch. It's similar to YouTube Live, very similar. Huh. I would actually have to sit down with somebody. I would have to sit down with somebody who is familiar with Twitch and have them explain things to me. The one nice thing about it is I'm not a complete durr. You know, I once I'm shown something, I can usually retain it. I had an old boss years ago. He believed that if you told somebody something, and his wife was a psychologist, and I think this is where he got it from, but he went on the theory that if you tell somebody something, they only retain 10% of what you tell them each time you tell them. So for a person to retain enough information to actually do something, you need to tell them 7 or 8 times. But if you show somebody something, they retain 70 or 75% of what you show them, and you've only got to tell them once or twice. So I don't know. I'm not opposed to it. I would love to go out on multiple platforms. That's why I have my channel here, and I'm part of Bald and Bonkers, which is on YouTube and on all the podcast platforms. You know, I'm with Danny on Unrestricted Paranormal, co-hosting his podcast, which we do for YouTube on Wednesday nights, but the audio portion don't show up on the podcast platforms till Sunday night. You know, so that puts me out there with those two, and everybody else is running those. All I got to do is sit here and try to look pretty, which sometimes is even harder than running, you know. Every day I look more and more like my dad. It's not going to be very long before I start looking older than my dad. When I cut this in, my wife said, "Oh my God, you look just like your dad with that thing. Shave it off." Then again, there's a running joke here in town since I am, you know, 12 years older than my wife that we'll walk around town and we'll go down to the gas station or something like that, and the guy that works down there in the evenings, he'll look at my wife and say, "Hey, glad to see you're bringing your dad out and around. He needs to get out of the house once in a while." Shut up, you bastard. Go back to the Cody thing. I'm seriously thinking about it. I'm seriously thinking about it. Co- he is timeless. You are correct about that. I've been thinking about it. The hair thing is just so much easier to manage being cut short. Matter of fact, I was actually considering cutting it this morning. It's got to that point where I can't spike it anymore, which hence why I'm wearing a hat. Um, I can't spike it anymore. It don't wanna do what it's supposed to. So who knows? Who knows what the future holds? Blonde it up. You know, the last time I had my wife's cousin do my hair, I turned out looking like Santa Claus. This stuff turned out the same color as this part right here. Actually, I think that this was even whiter than this part right here. I got my own clippers. I got a real nice pair of walls, or a real nice wall clipper and all the attachments in the bathroom. I don't do the buzz thing. Oh no. Nope. Uncle Sam made me buzz it one time, and that was it. At least you're older. It'd be bad if she was older. The older one and they were joking about you bringing your mom out. True that. And Cody's hair was actually white. Cody's hair when he was running the show and traveling the world, his hair was white, right along with his mustache and that little thing right here. And this right here always stays the collar or close to the collar of this one up here. It's not turned white yet. So I don't know. I don't know. If Mom had enough money, that wouldn't mean much. Right now, Mom is the only one bringing in any money. That's why we're still playing catch up from the 4th of July, or the week before the 4th of July. That's the only bad thing. I guess he took off. I didn't hear him say bye or anything. But that's the only bad thing about working at a casino. There's so many people in certain departments, they got to jog that schedule around. And they don't think about the effects it's going to have on those people. When you're living at the edge of your means on a 40, 44, 45 hour week, and then they cut your hours by 10 hours, um, it kind of puts a hurt on, because that couple $100 that you don't put it, or that don't get automatically deposited in your bank account, starts causing overdrafts and overdraft fees. And then you spend the rest of the month trying to catch them all up, borrowing money, selling things. Couldn't date anyone younger than me. I've dated older women before. I remember being 30 and being with a woman that was 16 years older than me. Of course, I didn't find out for a month and a half that she was married and he was an over the road truck driver and usually stayed gone for 5 or 6 weeks at a time. But I learned my lesson. Always run a background check on the people that you get involved with. But hey, it was kind of nice being the other man for a while. Witnesses would kill me. Oh no, nope. Actually, to be completely honest with you, he didn't have an unhealthy love for weaponry. When I he was one of those logically thinking men. He had suspicions that she was being unfaithful to him, but I was the proof. When I showed up at her door to take her out for lunch one day, and he was there, and he answered the door. And just like the gentleman he was, he turned around and said, "Hey, your boyfriend's here to take you out for lunch. Does that mean our lunch plans are canceled?" And she come running out of that kitchen and almost pooped on herself. Him and I almost simultaneously looked at her and said, "I'm done." And we went to the bar and had a few beers together and told the stories to each other, and yep. Great guy. Made good money. Just gone too much. least made a friend out of the deal. Did they ever get? Nope. Nope. And being in the small town that she lived in, every guy in that town at one point in time or another hung out at the same little bar. It ain't there no more, sadly enough. The man that owned it died, and they closed it down. It just became one more vacant building in that town. But I wouldn't say I made a friend out of the deal, but we had a very telling short-term relationship out of it. I kept nothing back from him. He kept nothing back from me. We met for beers a couple of times, and that was the extent of it. Never heard from him again. From what I understand, he left the state, and as far as I know, she's still single. Don't worry about her. I mostly live in the garage. Good morning, Terry. I am well. Thank you very much. Hope you are too. Had something tickle in my lip there. This place, we had a daughter and grandson living with us, and it was a tiny house, so I didn't have a space in the house. Next investigation is supposed to be Sunday night. Bloomingdale's Historic Village, up in Bloomingdale, Michigan. Now just don't want to move all my stuff. Well, at least you're moving to a little bit bigger place now, Tony. So, I mean, you got a little bit more room for all your stuff. And you've got several acres to go out and play on. It's a small garage that's well insulated to climate control. It's not an issue. It's not where a department store was founded in. It isn't as big. That's just, oh my God. Moving into an even smaller place. Wow. Wow. That is a tiny cabin. I mean, 12 by 24, I could live there nicely and not worry about it if I was single. 12 by 24, 2 people. I guess that's not too awful bad. I mean, if you don't mind looking at each other all the time. Don't know about that, but at work I'm chained in the back, so not to scare off customers. Are you going to the downtown area to investigate or specific place there? The town, Sarah, Bloomingdale's, is a town that they put together at this historic location. It's actually buildings from around the county that survived long enough for them to purchase them, disassemble them, move them to this site, and build their own little town. So each of the buildings we'll be looking in are all historic buildings. They're all filled with historic pieces and antiques and stuff from the time periods. Different different pieces from around that area. So I'll be doing. I believe there's 5 buildings there that they've moved in so far. I'll be doing the whole location. Deciding what ain't going. It is deciding what ain't going. That is the current issue. Well, if you have any guns that you don't want to take, you can mail them to me. I will send you a mailing address. Any camping supplies, things like that. I'm more than happy to use. I didn't even get the whole damn sentence out before I got the ha 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 ha. 'Cause I'll leave my damn clothes, but the guns are all going. Enjoying the garage now while you still have a little space. Good morning, Richie. Good to see you, bud. Hope you're doing well this morning. A small bedroom and a smaller bath and a great room. I knew I was going to get some kind of reaction out of the gun statement, but I didn't even get the whole damn thing done before I got the ha 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 ha's. Can't think of the name of the place in Australia. Did that. Several buildings are known to have paranormal activity. There are several historic locations. We have 3 or 4 of them within an hour and a half drive, radius around my location. There's one right down here in northwestern Indiana, in Rochester, Indiana, at the Fulton County Historical Society. I think they've got 7 or 8 buildings they moved in. Old doctor's office, hotel, mercantile, all kinds of stuff like that. And then, of course, we have the one I'm going to, and we have one over by the lake, and I think there's one southeast of me as well. Actually, I felt kind of crappy the last few days and made to take a home test yesterday, and I'm positive. So no going to the Bigfoot conference in Michigan I was planning to go to tomorrow. Bummer that. I'm sorry, Terry. That's bad. I've heard of a lot of people testing positive for these new variants. And I've heard of a lot of people that tested positive, and then they would take a test in 2 days and test negative. So, I don't know. I don't know what's going on with these new variants, man. But they got me worried. That's for sure. Guns go with me even on visits. Yeah, wood stove, man. So, I feel okay, actually, so I get to peruse YouTube for the next few days. So all good. Gotta look for that silver lining, bud. You found it. I have a pot belly and a wall mount. I plan to cook on the wood stove in cooler seasons. I've started wearing my mask again to the grocery store in crowded places. I always have my mask in my pocket, just in case, because there's usually not a large crowd in our grocery store, being such a small village and stuff here. So I mean, I don't care if somebody's 6 aisles away. I hear them cough or anything like that. Mask comes out and it goes on before we meet in the middle of an aisle and they decide they want to bombard me with their little bacterium. Me and the missus both like cold bedrooms. Central heat isn't a concern. You can always put more things on, but you can't always take stuff off. Well, I mean, not when you have company anyway. Hell, our grocery store ain't even open at 6 o'clock in the morning. Ours don't open till like 7:30. Yep, then there's always friction. You got that right. Rub two sticks together, you always get heat. Wow. I wish ours opened at 6 o'clock in the morning. When the wife leaves at 6:30, if I don't have a stream or something to do, that's when I'd get all my shopping done. I usually don't take off walking to the store um, until after I'm done working on videos or whatever the case may be. So it's 11, 12, 1. Last night I had the wife, we needed hamburger buns because I was making homemade breaded tenderloins last night. And I had the wife let me know when she left work. And I took off, walked up there, and she showed up while I was getting the hamburger buns and stuff. So I didn't have to walk home. I told her, I said, just remember, my phone's shut off, so you can't message me or call me to find out where I'm at, if I'm walking home or not. So just sit out in the parking lot and I'll find you when I get done. So she found me. I'll be taking a nap this afternoon. Oh, I'd love to take a nap. No sooner would I lay down though that Grandma would get up. Except for a little headache that persists, I'm good. Looking at it as a mini vacation from work. Got to be off 5 days. Win for me. Woo! There you go. Once again, silver lining on that gray cloud. I mean, I hate the fact that you got to miss the Bigfoot conference. I hate that with a passion. I wish I had a way. I wish I had a way. I would be there with bells and whistles, enjoying every single bit of that. We really just have a bunch of shit here we need to get rid of. We got a bunch of shit too out in these two sheds that have been sitting out here for 16 years. Tree limbs have fallen on them, busted them apart. Those of you that have been with me for a long time, you remember back when I used to broadcast in the Shedio. I had my backdrop, my table, everything set up out there. They're so packed full of stuff now. And now we got a new used dishwasher that I got to try to figure out how to tear the end of the cabinet off and pull out the old dishwasher that don't do its job anymore and install a new one. with no tools. But yeah, just more stuff. I want to get one of those metal framed canvas garage things and tear these two sheds down and put this thing right there so the wife's got someplace to pull her car, and I got someplace to put all the crap in there that we don't want to keep, and everything else goes out on the curb lawn for the trash guy to pick up. They're going to love me that day. They're going to love me that day. I'm probably going to get a dirty letter. It opens at 6, but I need to be there at 5. I'm the lead receiver. The lead part just means managerial responsibility without the pay or perks. Yep. So I understand that. We do too. Waiting for our daughter and her husband to find a house. And a lot of it will go. I think we'll get a 20-yard roll-off. Yep. I'm so glad we have a 2-car garage. Big Red takes up more room than my car. Oh, I'm sure. Didn't get the name Big Red for nothing. I'd like to take the kids camping this summer. Time for show prep time. Have a great day. You too, Tony. You too. Have a great day. We will be on tonight. I'm tired of not being on. I let too many things sit on my shoulders. It brings me down emotionally. It brings me down physically. And I just can't find the energy to get up of an evening time and do it. And I'm not going to let it do it to me anymore. I can't. So we will be on tonight, 7 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It's not for the timid. She's in the shop. I'll get to pick her up tomorrow. Took her to my dealer for service as I get a free loaner. No, it didn't fall apart, Sarah. It's just so old and so packed with stuff now. So it's just, and it got infested with wasps because, her son and his fiance packed a bunch of boxes and stuff back in the back. It's just in bad shape. Limbs have fallen on it, and heavy snow has started to push the roof in and everything. We just need to tear them down and put up, like I said, I want to put up one of those large metal frame and canvas garages so the wife's got someplace to park her car out of the weather, and get rid of those sheds. I want to run some racks in the back, some shelves where I can put stuff up, and it is on here, YouTube, under new cast. Good morning, Mayhem. Good to see you. But be warned, it's vulgar as all hell for a reason. I've never had a dishwasher until I moved here last year. I love dishwasher, and no, I don't wash my dishes before I wash my dishes. Ours, you have to. They said depending on gas prices as to whether we drive it or my car. Hey, you're supposed to drive both of them, remember? You're supposed to be bringing Big Red to me. It's my pleasure, ma'am. It's my pleasure. Anytime. You will be offended. Good day, Tony. We'll catch you later, bud. Jay said that ain't happening. Go figure. Party pooper. Not much of a topic. Morning coffee and chat is usually just a touch on this, touch on that. Drink coffee. Which, by the way, guys, if you've not seen this before, this right here is the fellow that I've been doing the video work for. He is he's a local musician. He's been had his band for several years. He's just went off solo, and I have been doing a lot of videography work for him. We went in and recorded a couple songs Monday, and I actually done his very first music video and sent it to him for a once over. There was a couple things on there, a lot of beach scenery and stuff. Of course, I put in the waves and some seagulls very lightly in the background. He wanted less sound effects and more of him playing his keyboard and singing. I finally sent him a finished product yesterday. And I'm waiting to hear back from him to see how he liked it. But we'll see. Of course, you know, we're getting all kinds of merch from him. We got 4 different styles of coffee cups, 4 different styles of concert T-shirts, things like that. So. Okay, yep, got my coffee. Good. I've had those moments, Drew. I was so depressed and worried so much. Brought me to a bad place. Prayed, read my Bible. Things looked up. It is hard. It is hard. Good morning, Derek. Good to see you, bud. Hope things are going well up there in Ontario. Way up in the frozen white north. I gotta get back up there. God, I miss that place. Dealer called me the day before I took it in and asked if I wanted to trade it in on a new Cadillac. I told him we traded in a Cadillac XTS to get that monster. Need a truck. We live in the Midwest. You never know what October through March is going to be like in the Midwest. So believe you me, you need a truck. Nope, not white here. Ontario here as well. He's not far. Oh, okay. I thought you were Mayhem, but I wasn't sure. I wasn't sure if you were up there or not. Pocket Watch. Here's my buddy. Hope you're doing well, Pocket Watch. Dark Shadows, hello, even though it's like soup opera. I love Dark Shadows. Your name made me think of it. Ontario, Derek was close. You know, when the wife originally bought that Saturn 3 years ago, that SUV, she was talking about wanting a truck until she started looking at the prices of trucks and what it would cost to insure it through State Farm. Then she decided on a small all-wheel drive SUV. Now she's got this Eclipse or this Equinox, and well, we don't know what that's going to be like in the winter yet. It is Friday, guys. Finally. Frickin' Friday. Think I should put out a video tomorrow? Huh? Think I should? I was thinking about it. That's why we bought it used, but our insurance isn't too bad with it. Yeah, when the Saturn went down, it was either buy a new car and make monthly payments, or it was replace the motor and the labor and everything else. So we were going to either keep a car that had minor electrical issues that cropped up on occasion and stuff like that and pay over $1,000 to fix it, or we were going to buy something new and make $300 a month payments and have something more reliable that's already had a complete once over and a Carfax report done on it and everything else. So, she went with the new. There are times that she wishes she didn't, like every time she's got to dash out that $327 and change a month, on top of $300 and something on a brand new furnace and air conditioner, on top of $700 and some odd dollars on a house, on top of car insurance, on top of food, on top of, yeah. Love my Saturn, best car besides my Chrysler I had. Can't believe summer's almost over. It is. We've got 2 days left in the month of July. We are moving into the last third of the year. I'm not ready for winter to come back again. I love that show too. Used to race home from school. What'd I miss? Payment for the truck, $730 a month. We'll be checking to see if we can find a better payment. Oh, don't get me wrong. I love fall and winter months. Things just slow down so much. Believe it or not, even with my arthritis and stuff, winter don't hurt me that much. Rain hurts me. But the winter time, I love it. I love putting on my wool. I love putting on my Civil War outfits and stuff like that, and going out and doing things. It don't bother me. Things are just so slow, and especially here in Michigan, much like there in Ontario, you never know how much snow we're going to get. So sometimes you can get around on foot, and sometimes it is treacherous as hell. You just never know. Yeah, exactly. $730. That's a mortgage or rent payment. You got it. Yes, I will be on tonight, Terry. I am planning on being here. The only thing that's going to keep me away is if we have another storm or something move through and I got no Wi-Fi. Other than that, I'm going to be here. And I don't think there's any rain in the forecast today. Terry used to have a large poster of the show in my room. Oh, wow. Yep. Oh, and Jan and everybody else here that, popped into Danny and my live stream Wednesday night. I got to apologize for the late start. I was sitting here at 7:45 ready to get the link to the podcast. He had the grandkids over. He was dealing with things. Our guest that we had on there. Um, he was out. He had lost his Wi-Fi. He's in St. Louis. His Wi-Fi was out for most of the day. Um, so when we finally got a hold of him, it was almost an hour later than our normal start time. But we still kept the 2 hour podcast. We went straight till 11 o'clock. And needless to say, I didn't even get back in the bedroom till almost 1 because I was already working on a video when he said he wanted to go on and start late. So, and then I was back up at 5. It's all right. I understand when times get moved and stuff like that, I can't expect people who keep the same kind of schedule I do and get up at the butt crack of dawn to stay up for, 15, 16, 17 hours just to watch a podcast. Not when you can turn around and watch it on repeat later. It's very cool. Bet you wish you still had it. Had an old board game from the show. I surely wish I still had. Yep, and Terry, you're not the only one who's having that issue. I got a message day before yesterday. Can't remember who it was from. But they didn't get the podcast, or they didn't get notification either. Apologized up and down for missing it. So, I'm like, you can't help it. They're not sending out notifications to everything anymore. Sadly enough, and I don't know what the deal is with that, but I really think what they're wanting to do is they're wanting to get people to unsubscribe and then resubscribe, and then you start getting notifications again. So, I don't know. But anyway, guys, it is after my target time. It is 10:04. Time for me to be like a fat baby and head out. Time for me to be like a tree and leave. Time for me to be like a bunch of birds and get the flock out of here. So, we will, like I said, unless we have no Wi-Fi because a storm has rolled through or something, but we will be on tonight, 7 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time, right here, same bat time, same bat station. Let me see here. Had good my wall, especially since I'm into the paranormal. Take care, Drew. You too, Richie. Take care, bud. Templar, love and light, my friend. Take care. Everybody else have a great day, and don't forget, take care of yourselves. Take care of each other. God bless you. God love you. I do. We'll catch you all tonight. You guys have a good day.